So we are here to
Welcome
share.
to Time to Touch.
To touch. Time to touch. Yes, it is time to touch. I'm Ina. Thank you.
I'm Michael.
Oh my gosh. I was just going to go right into business.
I cut you off.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, love.
Okay, so what's our topic?
How do you know when you yourself are ready to date?
Yeah.
At any age.
If you've been divorced, if you've lost the love of your life and you've been a widow or a widower, or you're young
Yeah.
and you haven't jumped.
Just-
You
If the
haven't,
last one was bad, if the last one was good,
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. How do you know when you yourself, like, what makes one of us feel like you're ready to
Perfect.
put yourself out there again? Like,
Okay, I'm going to throw another horseshoe into this. Horseshoes are lucky, by the way, if they're up. And that is some people who've been in a monogamous relationship, because I work with people in alternative lifestyles as well as monogamy, and they say that the relationship ended for whatever reason, and they don't want to have a monogamous relationship. They're ready to date, but and I say you have to be honest. You have to let the women know or the men know that you've done that, you've been there, you want to explore something new in your life, and that might be having more than one partner, or it might be dating more than one person, not monogamous dating. I mean, those are two contradictory words.
Great.
You're dating, you're not monogamously dating.
on that subject as well.
Yes.
Of going into that, if you're a person that, because I feel like when people are like, I want all the flavors of the world. And some people are quick to judge that, but I have to say I'm guilty as one of those people that once upon a time was like, absolutely not, that was just not for me. And then I did start dating someone that wanted to be in an open relationship, and I had just ended a relationship, and I was actually having like my own growth. And in that moment, I said to myself, I was like, you know what? I actually wanted to see and face and deal with like what my insecurities were.
Right.
Beautiful.
Like I wanted to if I heard about something else, or I just knew it was, or I saw like the things that were coming up, like this had nothing to do with this person. They were, but by this time they were actually like a really good friend. And so, it was different, but like I went into this with like, I wanted to learn about myself, whether it had nothing to do with like monogamy not being for me or being for me or anything like that.
Right.
But it was so cool, and it definitely changed my whole perspective about what love is, what unconditional love means to me, what sex and the commitment, like all of those things, what those things meant to me, what I thought they meant to me,
Right.
what true intimacy actually is, to me, and like
Exploring an edge.
oh my gosh,
Or many edges.
Yeah. So as an outside
And what a
person,
great question too, because it's not only when are you ready to date again, but is
you're
dating
ready.
Does that mean you're looking for a relationship, or does that just mean you're interested in dating?
Oh, you're looking for friends that you can go places and do things with. It's kind of a bad rap, friends with benefits. We did a whole thing for men and women, a while back, friends with benefits. And that title has a bad rap. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with having friends.
dating
And friends that you can go places and do things with. And in that, there may be one or two that yes, you end up making love with each other, because that's just what was there. It doesn't mean you're going to do it every time.
Yeah.
It's just but
it can mean that can happen. Like, and ladies, it means that we're still wait. You're really waiting. You're getting clear about what you want, and like you're allowed to experience pleasure while you find the. So there's a lot of just like nice people out there.
There's
not every person has to be perfect.
There are very nice men and women out there. And yes, we are allowed. We have to give ourselves the freedom to experience pleasure.
Freedom
and
as
we
a
can
single.
self-pleasure. But how do we know? How do I know when I am ready to date? When I'm ready to put myself out on the scene? And nowadays, I mean, it could still be people meet at a mutual birthday party or an activity, or a blind date, turns out to be like, the love of your life, as well as the internet, which is really hard, much harder on men than women.
I still haven't figured out how to navigate that.
It's I don't know if you want to, really. I don't know if you want to. But, I'm going to share this, and I'm not mentioning names, but my friend who just turned 80, and we had a nice big party for her, the girls, and most of her adult life she was monogamous. I mean, excuse me. She had been married once, but she was single most of her life, and not dating, and quite happy. But then she decided around 78. Or 77, she wanted a man in her life. She wanted to be intimate. 80 years old, had a high sex drive. I want to be intimate. I want to live with the man. I want to for the rest of my life. She went on some of the websites. She put her name in. She did and I helped her. She wrote her up. She went to one where they, it's more high class, I guess, where they dress you, they do their makeup,
nice.
And then they're vetted. I'll have to get it for you.
Okay.
But so anyone who contacted her had to first contact them. And they were kind of vetted before
good.
And so it was a man who called her, and she is, like I said, 80 years old, and she is selling her home. And she is moving up with him.
I need to have dinner with her.
They are just...
I have questions. Me and PJ need to have dinner with her, just saying. Me and PJ need to have dinner with her.
Oh.
Nice.
I need this love. This is a great story.
PJ is the woman you live with, and how old is she?
She is 86.
Beautiful.
Going on 60.
Great.
Maybe going on 50. She runs circles around
You're
me.
never too old to date. Just so you know.
But she but she, it is a struggle, and I'm trying to encourage her about being present. Last night our conversation was, it's like, if you really want to be alive and you really want to live to the fullest, then you have to live presently now with the tools that have been created to work in today's world.
That's right.
That's beautiful that I'm hearing you, that there is another 80-year-old person out there that did these, because she just shot it down so fast, and it was like, I was trying to coax out of what maybe her fear was, but it was, it was just like, no, but it was unfamiliar or, foreign, but like, you have
and it doesn't have to be that way, but she has to be willing to socialize and to tell her anytime you want to manifest. We talked about this, the power of our thoughts.
Oh, yes.
The power of our words. If we want to manifest something, we have to tell people. We have to tell
the
people
universe
that this is what we're looking for. And they might say, I have got the perfect, okay, you're going to come over, we're going to have a party, I'm going to introduce you.
Interesting that you said that. You have to tell people, oh my gosh, I'm putting myself through this course.
You have to open your mouth.
And it was one of the things, like, you have to announce out loud that, like, I am actually looking for the one. Like, you have to say that. You have to tell people, like, I'm looking for someone, and this is, if you know anyone, like, I actually did have a girlfriend that did that, but I missed it. I didn't see, like, what she was doing. She was really being active. Like, it was so clear she was ready. Because she was willing to say and do.
Right. And we also can ask a higher power, I am ready. Your timing, the right one, and then I have to go ahead and do what I need to do. Because, I met my husband in Colorado. He lived in Montana. I lived in Arizona. If that's not God, great spirit, with the chessboard, and out of all the years I was invited to go to this handgunner, competitive handgun shooting, this year I had to go. And another woman had to go. And we are still with the partners we met at that year. Both of us are.
That's a great story, too.
Okay.
The universe will answer.
How did we know? How did you know you were ready to, like, find someone? Have we determined, is it like is it your heart? Is it when is it when you don't need someone?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, when you're ready to date, it's not because you need someone. I think it's when you really solidify, like, being able to take that love and put it into all things, like whether it's your work, whether it's your hobbies, whether it's your, like, being feeling whole.
Yeah.
It's like, once you feel whole and it's like, wow, now I'm ready to have a partner that, adds, like, is that when like...
So if we waited till we felt whole, I would have never gotten married. I would have never had my son.
True.
I would have never have learned by the different relationships I was in, because they were all teachers.
Yeah.
And I was a teacher to them. So there's no right
When you're ready
time.
to learn.
There's just when you decide when you just go, I'm tired of being by myself.
Yeah.
I want to date. I want to have a partner. Period. End of story. There's no special time. There's no knowing. It's like,
Yes.
just do it and learn and grow.
Well, you know, it's tricky finding someone, because it's like, when do you know? Because I feel like that's why
That's
people
another
people
topic.
go through so many
Yeah.
things, because they don't know what they're looking for. So then you're just trying on everything.
But you do
And
that
like-
at
But
first
it's-
until you hone it out.
Yeah.
So
and
but
you
you're
start.
figuring out what you're doing.
In general, when you choose, it's a choice. I mean, when you choose to step into that, it's a stepping off into the abyss. You're really stepping off into the unknown. If you're waiting for a sign, a feeling, an alignment of some kind, you might get it. But really what you're saying is, I'm willing to step off into the unknown again. I've centered myself. I've healed the past wounds, whether I'm grieving a loss or whether I'm grieving the end of a relationship. But I'm ready to step off into the abyss, into the unknown, trust God again, and I'm willing to just express and get that reflection, because really we're looking for an expression of ourselves. And when we put ourselves out there, we get back what we're trying to reflect.
Oh, I am going to end it with that. That is like
Beautiful.
perfect. That is perfect.
That's good.
So again, you know, it's time to touch, time to live life out loud, fully, and share this with your friends. You know, let other people know that we're here, and you know, let's get 10 million people watching us. We'll heal the
Do it.
planet.
10 million.
So,
Let's
yeah.
get that
All
thought,
together.
manifest and
10
create.
million.
10 million, 10 million.